bit of community. And I realized YouTube started super late and didn't catch the first part of that. But we do side splits and hip mobility stretching every single day. We start at 9 p.m. Eastern. We go for about 45, 60-ish minutes. So let's get ready to begin because we're already 3 minutes into the hour. Let's go. First thing we're going to do is warm up. What I want you to do is called hip CARs. CAR stands for controlled articulated rotations. And they look like this. We're going to lift this knee up as high as we can directly in front of us. Then we're going to open up that leg out to the side. Whee! Open. Flex your glutes. Pull that leg open. Lift the knee a little bit higher if you can. All right. From here, we're going to rotate the leg so that the knee starts pointing directly in front instead of up. We're going to rotate, bring the ankle up so it's hidden behind the knee. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. The ankle and the knee are horizontal. But from the front, your ankle has disappeared like magic. Keep on rotating. Bring the knee down. Lift the ankle up and down and ankle up and down and ankle up until your hamstrings are about to cramp. Then bring the leg down and back. All right? When you bring the leg down and back, we're flexing the hamstrings. We're flexing the glutes. We're feeling the stretch right here. That is 1 rep. We're doing 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Let's get ready to begin. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's 1. Back. Side. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3. Remember, the goal is to get stronger. The goal is to get more comfortable, more control in each of these positions. So lift, lift, lift that leg up, open it up, rotate, and bring the leg down and back. That's 5. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6. Whew. If you're off balance, feel free to hold on to something. Take a break if you need to. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 7. The dog is going crazy, kicking the chair while scratching himself. High knee. Why is my ankle so tired? I can't balance for the life of me right now. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 8. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9. Last 1. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Whew. Shake out the leg that was doing all the balancing work. All these little muscles along your calves, along your ankle, along your foot are probably tired from shifting, adjusting, trying to keep you focused, keep you balanced. And once you've caught your breath, let's continue with the other side. All right. Why is this leg so tight? Because we just did left side. All right. Let's continue. Switch to the other side. And let's go high knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's 1. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 4. Keep going. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 5. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 7. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 8. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9. Last 1. High knee. Lift, 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 lift. Open. Lift some more. Rotate. Bring the ankle up as high as you can. Bring the leg down and back. Whew. That is 10 reps of hip CARs going forward. Which one to different Wi-Fi? TikTok? Okay, hold on. Connecting TikTok to a different Wi-Fi. Give me a second. Everyone says auto sharing is just me then. Maybe it's all good. Okay. Well, I have connected to a different Wi-Fi already, so let me know if it stays good. We have spent a whole bunch of different amount of attempts trying to upgrade the Wi-Fi, trying different ones, comparing, contrasting different Wi-Fi setups. So this is the second one. This is the one of the newer upgrades, and it wasn't clear if it was better or not. Now it's on it, so let me know if it's better or worse than it was before. But most of the people on the chat, I think, said it's all good here. So yeah. All right, let's continue. We're going hip CARs in reverse. All right. What we're going to do is bring the leg down and back. We're going to lift that leg up to the side. We're going to rotate the ankle up. We're going to rotate the ankle down. We're going to bring the knee forward. All right. It's basically the reverse of what we just did. Ready to go? Let's Begin. Stand up nice and straight. Keep that core nice and tight, and back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's two. Keep on going. Try your best to lift your leg as high as possible without moving your hips too much. That's three. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's four. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's five. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's six. Keep going. We got four more. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's seven. Keep going. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's eight. Two more. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. My right leg, the standing leg, is so tired and so off balance. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 10. Whew. Not sure why. It's so tired today, but it is. I'm struggling to stay balanced. If you're struggling at home, hold on to something. Grab a wall, grab some chairs, grab some bookcases. Just make sure you can't accidentally rip them out and have things topple over, all right? Make sure your furniture is secured down before you yank at it. We're going to continue with the other leg. We're going to finish things up. Let's go. All your weight on one leg. Bring that leg down and back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's one. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's two. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's three. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's four. Keep going. Remember, we're trying our best to contract our glute muscles, contract our hamstring muscles, lift that leg up, feel the stretch here. We're lifting, feel the muscle right here, contracting, lift that leg up high, rotate the ankle up, rotate, 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 rotate the other direction, bring the knee forward. I think that's five. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's six. Keep going. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's seven. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's eight. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's nine. Last one. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. Whew. That is our first warm up exercise. That is our hip cars. Take a second, catch your breath, relax, and we're going to move on into warm up exercise number two. All right. It's called the elephant walk. What we're going to do looks a little bit like this. We're going to fold at the hips, bring the belly button down to the ground. All right. If you have a tight low back, just gently let it relax. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just inhale, exhale, relax. Well, some of that tension goes away. You can feel free to massage your low back around the spinal column a little bit if you want to. We're going to catch your breath, chill, and get ready to move. All right. As you relax more in the back, you should start feeling more tension in your hamstrings because we want you to bring the belly button down towards the ground. All right. We're going to add some movement now. I want you to bring one knee bent like this, bring one leg straight, and fold forward. Then we're going to switch the leg that's bent. All right. Switch. And switch again. Switch again. And switch again. Keep switching. Keep on trying to get a nice old stretch in your hamstrings while you move back and forth. And while you do that, I'm going to tell you about what the rest of the show is going to be like. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make it a little bit more fun. Okay, that completely pauses the live. And oh, uh-oh. Whoops. Oh, so it got worse? Oh no. All right, are we back? Doing a little shimmy, doing a little dance. I think we got to start from the top. We're back in elephant walk, and we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. Hopefully, the internet has reconnected to yet another Wi-Fi. We have three simultaneously running, and that's actually bad because they conflict with each other and they worsen all the signals. But ignore that for now, and I hope you're enjoying the stretches. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side stretching. If you like side splits, if you like hip mobility, if you like the idea of practicing consistency, because we do this every single day, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. And this is not the best start for me to tell you to subscribe, but we're going to continue because it's about consistency, not about perfection. All right, we're going to roll with the punches and we're going to keep going. And at this point, hopefully, you've been folding and bouncing back and forth in your elephant walk because we want you to be a little bit more relaxed, folding a little bit deeper, and we're going to wrap these up with five more. All right, bring your belly button down, bring your belly button down some more, bring your belly button down some more, and bend the knee. Straighten out the other leg. Bend again. Five more. Five, four, three, two, one, zero. All right, pop into a squat. Come on back into standing. That is our second warm up exercise. Thank you for surviving the technical difficulties. We're going to move on into warm up exercise number three, some thoracic rotation. What I want you to do is shake out your hips, do a little dance, do a little waddle wiggle, floppy, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to get back into the position we are just in. One leg is bent, one leg is straight, belly buttons folding forward. From here, we're going to take our arm from the bent leg side. We're going to reach across to the straight leg. We're going to push off that shin. We're going to push against it and open it up. Look at that hand so your neck is rotated, looking up. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Woo, that's one rep. We got to do the other side. This leg is bent. This leg is straight. This arm from the bent leg side is reaching across to the straight leg. We're pushing off that shin. We're opening it up. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Woo, that is one rep. We're doing five of these in total. I talk fast, but that does not mean you have to move fast. All right, take your time, breathe, sink a little deeper into the stretch. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Reach, 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 reach. That's two. Other side. Inhale. Exhale and reach. That's two again. Keep going. Three and three and four and four. Last time. Let's talk it through one last time. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. One arm is bent and it is against that straight leg. You're folding downwards. You're going to extend the other arm that's not holding on to anything up into the air. I want you to rotate your neck to look at that hand. I want you to inhale, exhale, and reach. That's five. And last one. Inhale, exhale, and reach. That is five again. Those are our thoracic rotations. Hopefully, your spine has a little bit more range of motion than usual, and you're feeling a little bit more smooth. Because that's all you can ask for that stretch. All right, we're going to move on into our fourth stretch. It's called the Cossack switch. What it looks like is something like this. We're going to open up our legs decently wide, nothing crazy, but we are going to try our best to pop down into a squat on one leg. If you're newer to the show, you might not get super low. You might stop like right around here, and that's perfectly fine. Okay? The goal is to slowly, over time, over the next couple of dozens of episodes, next half a year, get down lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, as low as you can. All right? Once you can't go any further, wherever that is for you, we're going to scoot our butts that way. And if you're a little bit higher, maybe it's not that hard for you. If you're a little bit lower to the ground, you might need a little bit of hand support, and you can just help yourself over to the other side with your hands. If you're really low to the ground, you might not need the yoga block. You might be able to just touch the floor and shimmy yourself over like a little crab. All right. Once you're over on the other side, I want you to sink a little deeper into the stretch. Get as low as you can. Inhale, exhale, and then come on back. That is one rep. We're going to count it. We're doing 10 in total. We're doing 9 more. All right. Again, if your knees are a little uncomfortable, you're like, ooh, that was a little too deep, you can come up a little higher. You don't have to go as deep as I'm demonstrating. All right. Wherever you are, let's go. Sink into it as low as comfortable. Scoot across, use your hands for support. Come on across, rest, sink a little deeper. Come on back. That's two. Keep going. And two and a half, I guess. Three. And three and a half. And four. If you're feeling strong enough to do this without using your hands for support, feel free to continue without. Lift your hands. Focus on balancing. Focus on controlling the movement across and back. That's five. Let's do another. Across. Sink into it. Come on back. Sink into it. That's six. If you're feeling really strong, you're ready for more. These are all optional, by the way. You can stick with the basics, hands down. If you're ready for more, try and sit up a little straighter. Extend your back, stick your head straight on into the ceiling, put your arms in front of you to counterbalance, and keep going across and back. That's seven. Across and back. That's eight. Two more. If you want to try something a little different, we're going to do some squats. I want you to power through that squatting leg. Boom. Come back up into standing. Breathe. And then slowly come on down on the other side. Exhale. And then power through. That's nine. Last one. Slowly come on down on one side. Chill, relax, power through. That's 10 on one leg. We got to finish up. Last one. Come on down. And breathe and power through. That is 10 reps of Cossack switches and Cossack squats. Again, do whichever variation makes sense for you. If one is too challenging, you can always go to a slightly easier version. All right. If getting super low to the ground is making your knees a little achy, you can come on up a little bit. That will take some pressure off of your knees. Those, my friends, are our 4 warm-up exercises. That means it's time to move on into the meat of our show. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day, Monday through Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern to practice number one most important quality, consistency. And we do this every day so that we can build a little bit of community, so that we can suffer together and make the suffering we do a little bit easier, a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, so that it's easier to stay consistent with. All right. If you are not in the Eastern time zone, you don't know what 9 p.m. Eastern means, we started 20 minutes ago. Cool? That's our normal standard life. Now that you know that about the show, you should hit follow, you should hit subscribe, you should keep coming back, set calendar invites and alarms, because we do this every single day, right? All right, we're gonna move on to our first stretch. It's the hamstring stretch, and you might benefit from getting a little bit of cushioning. I have forgotten to grab cushioning yet again, but I have a piece over here. Boom. What we're gonna do is get a little bit of padding for our knees. Right? I want you to drop on down to the floor. I obviously already have padding down, so I'm just getting a second piece to demonstrate that there's another piece. But if you're at home, you don't have special fitness equipment, that's absolutely okay. If you got a couch cushion, you got a decorative pillow, you got old flip flops, you got sneakers, you have an old towel that you're gonna roll up, stick under your knee for a little bit of support, we're ready to begin. All right. What I want you to do is have your knees right underneath your hips right underneath your shoulders right underneath your head. All right. Stand up nice and straight, or kneel up nice and straight. From here, we're going to extend one leg out in front while keeping that straight line. Then I want you to fold your belly button down to your thigh, or fold the belly button down to the ground, however you want to imagine it. Okay? We're going to slowly breathe out, exhale, and fold. Ready? Let's go. Whee! Ugh. As soon as you get stuck, I want you to inhale and relax. Let your body flop over that leg and chill. This is relaxation. This is not about you turning into a little ball on purpose. It's just chilling. Okay? Again, inhale. Exhale, relax. Woo. That's two. Let's go for a third inhale. Relax. Woo. That is three. From here, we're going to add a little bit of movement. All right? I want you to straighten out your back a little bit, and I want you to bend the knee up. Doesn't have to be 90 degrees, doesn't have to be all the way up, but I want you to try your best to touch your chest to your whole entire thigh. like so. If you're newer to the movement, you don't have that much flexibility, you might have to bring the knee up really high to do that. All right? From here, put your hands down, figure out where your chest touched, and now straighten out that leg again. Try to keep your chest basically in the same spot. Don't go anywhere. Get a little deeper into your stretch and keep going. Knee up, chest down, straighten out that leg. That's 2. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's 3. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's 4. Knee up, straight, chest down, straighten. I think that's 4. One last one. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. What we just practiced was folding forward, because at the end of the day, that is what we want. We want to bring our thighs up to our belly button, thighs up to our chest. We want to fold perfectly in half and have our thighs touch our chest. All right? Now that you've added a little bit of movement, hopefully you've loosened up just a little bit more, because we're about to get a little bit deeper. All right? I want you to inhale, exhale, fold. I want you to take a big breath in on the inhale. Slowly exhale a lot of air out, and fold at the same time that you're exhaling, trying to bring the belly button down towards the ground. You ready? Let's go. Big inhale, big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold. Woo! That is our stretch. Once you're folded a little bit further forward, inhale. Relax. Let your body drape over that leg. Again, inhale. Relax. That's 2. One more inhale. Relax. That is 3. Next, we're going to add some movement in. Same thing as before. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Hopefully, you'll notice that you don't need to bring your knee up as high as you were bringing up before to bring your chest touching that knee. And that is a good sign. You're making a little bit of progress. You're warming up. You're getting a little bit more comfortable in that stretch. And we can go a little deeper. Let's go. Time to inhale, exhale, fold. We only do this twice, all right? So don't worry. This is the last time we do on this leg. Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold. Fold, fold, fold. Fold. It should not be comfortable, but it should not be a sharp, intense pain, all right? So if you're feeling pain, stop, rest. But otherwise, fold. Inhale, relax. Your body flop over that leg again. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Chill. One last time. Inhale. Relax. That's 3. Whew. Knee bend, chest down, straighten. This is optional. You can do as many as you want. Knee bend, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 2. Knee, chest, straighten. 3. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 4. Last one. Knee, chest, straighten. These don't have to be explosive or fast. Just focus on folding. We're hanging out here for 30 seconds. All right. We're taking all of the warming up. We're taking all of the looseness you've mastered so far, and we're going to just hang. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. If you're feeling any tension in your neck, in your upper back, in your mid back, in even like your low mid back, like here, you're working too hard. The goal of the stretch is to stretch your hamstrings. It's to fold your hips. It's to bring your belly button down. So if you're feeling a lot of tension in your muscles above your belly button, relax those muscles. They don't have to be working so hard. All right? 17, 16, 15. If you're feeling a tingly achiness in the knee, you can give it a slight bend. That will take some pressure off the knee while still letting you get most of that hamstring stretch. When your knee is bent, focus on folding forward a little bit more to bring that chest and that leg together. And you can just hang out from here. All right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Slowly bring your leg in back underneath you. And I want you to come back into that kneeling position. Flex your glutes like somebody's about to spank you. Flex your abs like somebody's about to punch you. And get back into that nice straight posture after you've activated all those muscles. All right? We're going to extend the other leg. We're going to stretch it out, and we're going to be done with our hamstring stretch. Extend that leg out in front. Keep this body line nice and straight. And let's get ready to fold. Bring the belly button down. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Woo. As soon as it gets tight, as soon as it gets tense, inhale. Relax. Woo. Chill. Let's go. Two more of these. Big breath in. Relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Whew. One more. Inhale. Relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Let the muscles loosen out in the hamstrings. And it's time to move. Y'all ready? Let's go. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's two. Knee up. Chest down, straighten out. Each time you do the knee up, chest down, straighten out. See if you can fold just a little bit deeper. Remember, the folding is coming from the belly button, is not coming from your upper back, is not coming from your neck. Cool? All right. Once you're done about five, it's time to go a little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale, fold. You ready? Big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold. Woo! Once you can't go any further, inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Again, inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Last time, inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. And let's do the knee bend. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. These do not have to be fast. They definitely should not be explosive. We are just practicing that forward fold. Bring the chest to the knee, bring the chest to the thigh, and we are taking our time working on folding. Okay? When you've done five, it's time for us to go a little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale, fold. Y'all ready? Let's go. This is the last one, I promise. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Woo! Inhale, relax. Again, inhale, relax. If it's too much breathing, you're lightheaded because of the hyperventilating I'm forcing you to do, chill, stop, slow it down, and one last inhale, exhale. That's three. Knee bend, chest down, straighten. These are optional. Knee bend, chest down, straighten. That's one. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's two. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's three. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's four. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's five. We're hanging out for 30 seconds. Y'all ready? Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. If that hamstring muscle is feeling crazy right now, you can take your fingers, you can stab them into the muscles, you can poke around. You might notice there's a lot of muscles in there. There should be three main ropey things, and maybe you'll even feel four because one of them splits into two, like a Y shape, like a bicep. One end has two pieces, all right? Or one splits into two. Bicep, two. All right, I forgot to keep counting. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Keep on breathing. Don't hold your breath. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Come on out of that stretch. Bring your legs in underneath you. Once again, bring your knees underneath your body. Flex the glutes like you're about to get spanked. Flex the abs like you're about to get punched. And once your muscles have woken up a little bit, it's time for us to get out of the hamstring stretch and move on into stretch number two, the butterfly stretch. What I want you to do is sit your butt up against the wall. All right? Rest your butt, your low back, your shoulders, your head all against the wall. I want you to grab your feet. I want you to bring them together. And I want you to pull them in towards your groin muscles. All right? When you are here, we're in our starting position. What we're going to do next is increase the stretch on our groin muscles. The way we do that is by bringing the knees down into the ground. I want you to build control and strength. So I want you to flex your glutes. I want you to flex your outer thighs. I want you to contract those muscles hard to pull your own legs into the ground. All right? Take a second. Try your best. If you're new to the show and you're like, what muscles are those? I don't know what you're talking about. Don't worry about the details. Don't worry about the specific muscles contracting because that will take time to learn. But focus on two things. One, You're feeling a more intense stretch in the inside of the thighs. Perfect. You saw your knees go down just a little bit. Amazing. Step three, we're going to take our hands, we're going to push straight down. We're going to try and push your knees a little closer to the ground. All right. When you do this, you're going to feel some pressure in your shoulders, maybe in the back of your head, because they're going to get pushed into the wall. That is normal. We're going for 30 seconds. That's it. Let's go. 30, 29, 28. As we count down, I want you to breathe. And as you exhale, I want you to see if you can push your legs down just a little bit more. If there's a sharp, intense pain, stop. You don't have to go that hard. But if it's not pain, it's just mildly uncomfortable and you're getting a stretch, push a little harder. All right, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Remember, on the exhale, push a little harder. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Last 5 seconds. Flex those glutes, flex those outer thighs. Really pull those muscles down using your own muscles. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, relax. Whew. Shake out your wrist if your wrists are tired. Try to flap the wings of your legs in this butterfly stretch if your legs are tired. And when you're ready, we're going to come back into standing to do stretch number 3, the standing pancake. If you're not ready, which is totally normal, shake out your wrists, flap the wings of your butterfly. Keep on flapping, 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 flapping until you're about to take off and fly up into the air and find yourself in a standing pancake. All right, let's go. Come back up into standing. Shake out your legs, do a little wiggle, do a little dance, and let's get ready to fold. The standing pancake looks a little bit like this. We want to start by opening up our legs decently wide. Doesn't have to be crazy at all. If you can get to like 30 to 45-ish degrees, that's plenty. All right. From here, I want you to fold. I want you to bring your belly button down towards the ground. Whee! Ugh. As soon as you get stuck, this is our starting position. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. Okay. What I want you to do is fold your upper body in between your legs while your back is relatively straight. Doesn't have to be perfect, but relatively straight. Okay? It looks a little bit like this. Fold, 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 fold some more, keep folding, fold again, keep folding, bring that belly button in between your thighs as the goal. All right? If you're new to the show, just focus on trying to keep the back relatively straight and letting gravity pull you down. To get gravity to pull you a little bit more intensely, stick your arms out in front of you so that your biceps are by your ears. And next time you exhale, it should feel a little bit more intense folding you forward. If that's not enough for you, you're like, I can go harder. I'm a total badass and I am waiting for more of a challenge. Feel free to grab a small weight. All right. A 1, 2, 3 pound thing could feel like a lot when you have it way out in front of you. This is 5 pounds. It's a lot. All right. If you get into this position, you inhale and exhale, and you keep on trying to lift your arms up. That will feel crazy. Cool. You got a couple more things you can do to make this a little bit harder. One, you can let your legs slide out a little bit further to get into a deeper side split looking thing. This is optional. You don't have to do it. All right. Two, if you feel like you're too close to the ground now, your face is about to smash, you can stick your butt back behind you. So that instead of having your butt directly above your heels, you can stick your butt back behind you a little bit, and that will lift your chest up off the ground just a little bit. And that will let you suffer just a little bit more because gravity. Okay? That's it. Fold your belly button down. Fold, 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 fold. Fold some more. Get low to the ground and extend those arms if you're ready. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of it. Put your hands down on the ground. Bring your legs in slowly. If your legs are not moving right now because you're exhausted, wiggle your toes and your heels and your toes and your heels and your toes and your heels and your toes and your heels in to the center of your body. And that is how we get out of the pancake after suffering in the pancake. All right, walk your hands up your thighs, come back up into standing. That is our third stretch. That's a standing pancake. Catch your breath, shake a little, wiggle a little, move a little bit so that your legs are returning back to some sort of normalcy, I guess. And when you can balance a little bit, shake out the legs, let them relax. All right, we're going to move on into stretch number 4. You got the option between the figure 4 or the pigeon stretch. If you're a regular, jump into whichever version you prefer. If you know the difference, you have a favorite, feel free to jump into whichever one you prefer. If you don't know what either of those two are, I'm going to demonstrate, I'm pretty sure, the figure 4 because we did pigeon last night. And they both have the same fundamentals. We're taking one leg, we're crossing it over to the other side, making this thing that kind of vaguely looks like number 4. We're grabbing the ankle, bring it up to the belly button, and bring the belly button down to the ankle. Okay? It's going to look a little like this. We're folding our chest down to this leg. You're going to feel a stretch here in the side of the hip. That is a glute muscle. When your leg is rotated like this, you're also going to feel a stretch in the hamstring muscle. And you might feel some pressure, some tension right here where you're actually doing that folding. All right? The figure 4 stretch is really nice because we get to lay down on the ground. We get to relax a little bit while we do it. That relaxation is temporary, so take advantage of the next 10 seconds. All right? Slowly come on down to your butts and lay down. Ugh. Whew. That's nice. All right, let's get going. We're gonna take one leg. We're crossing it over. We're making this triangle, right? When the leg is extended, it kind of looks like an upside down 4. Next, we're gonna stick one hand through the triangle, and the other hand is gonna wrap around and grab the other knee. All right. From the side, it's gonna look a little bit like this. We're grabbing on to that knee, and we're gonna pull the leg in towards our chest. I want you to breathe and pull as you exhale. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Pull that leg in a little bit. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that leg in a little bit. Now pull on the inhale and the exhale. Just keep pulling. Inhale. Exhale. Whew. Once you got your leg closer to your chest, it's time to begin. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. If your knee, this one, the one that's crossed over, is a little achy, you can palm the knee. You can cup it directly while you pull it in. Apply some pressure directly on the knee. Pull it in towards your chest. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, relax. That is one figure 4 stretch. We got to do the second one. Switch to the other side. Other leg, cross it on over. Reach your hand through that triangle. Reach the other hand around the outside. Grab that knee, pull it in, and let's go. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Pull, 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 pull. Whew. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That is 3 times. Let's go. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27. Again, if your knees are feeling achy, you can cup them. You can stick them in the elbow pit and pull them in directly. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, relax. That is our fourth stretch. Whew. if you're just joining in somehow and you don't know this yet, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering that we put ourselves through every day a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, a little easier to stay consistent with. So, if you like side splits, you like hip mobility, you like the idea of a whole bunch of other people on the internet practicing consistency together because you think that's going to help you stay a little bit more consistent, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. This live started 43 minutes ago. That is the same time every single day, Monday through Sunday. All right, come on back and let's get into our fifth and final stretch. This, like I said, is the side splits and hip mobility show. What we've done so far is a lot of hip mobility. It's time to drop into some side splits. I'm going to scoot this foam flooring out of the way so I have a little bit more grip on my feet. And what I want you guys to do at home is to go grab a little bit of a stool. All right? Something that kind of looks like this. If you have a small stool, go ahead and just grab that directly. If you have a coffee table that's relatively low to the ground, that will absolutely work. If you have a stack of old textbooks that you can get to a couple inches tall, I guess 10-ish inches, that would be great. And if you have a sturdy chair, if you think it's a little too high for you to palm that chair, you can always elbow that chair instead. All right, you don't have to do what's about to come up next. The reason why we're getting these tools, this particular hand support, is because we're doing side splits and we're eventually going to end up in a position that looks like this. All right, our hands are on our hand support. It's taking some of the weight, some of the burden off of our legs, and we want that there to make our lives a little easier. All right, it helps us balance, it helps us stay in control, helps us get comfortable and find a cool place to chill so that we can relax our muscles and sink a little deeper into our stretches. All right, so hopefully with all that rambling you've had enough time to go grab some stuff. I'm going to keep moving this flooring out of the way and make some room for me. All right, what I want you to do when you're ready is to walk your butt up against a wall. All right. When you're in front of the wall and your butt is touching the wall, know that for the whole rest of the show, your butt is going to be really close to the wall. The wall is our best friend. It's going to keep us there supported and keep us from falling backwards. All right. I want you to take half a step forward, tiny, 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 tiny baby step forward. And I want you to start opening up your legs a little bit. All right. It doesn't have to be crazy. A little bit is fine. If you're not feeling any pain in your hips, there's no pinching discomfort, we're ready to fold. Bring this belly button down to the ground. Whee! Some of you might be able to touch the floor just fine. You can palm the ground. That's amazing. You might not need some hand support, but for most people, you will really enjoy having a hand support compared to not having one. All right? So put your hands on that hand support and slowly widen your legs, widen your stance. Come on down. Let your butt slide against the wall as you drift a little bit lower. And when you're feeling comfortable, when you're feeling stable, you're not leaning too far forward, you're not leaning too far back, you don't feel like your feet are going to slip, we're going to get ready to go into the next part. All right? I want you to rotate your legs so that your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. It looks a little bit like this. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees up. Boom. Heels down, toes up, knees up. All right? The inside of your thigh is facing forward. Cool? From here, slowly let your butt rest against the wall. Let your feet slide a little bit further apart. Put your weight onto your hand support and see how much deeper you can drop. All right? This next section is all about finding a comfortable spot. Because when you're comfortable, when you feel safe, when you feel secure, it's going to be easier for you to relax. If you're about to slip, if you're about to bust your butt falling backwards because you're off balance right now, it's going to be very hard for your muscles to relax. It's going to be very hard for you to make progress in your side split. Okay? So adjust, take a couple seconds, find a comfortable, secure spot, and when you're there, we're going to breathe. Inhale. Slowly exhale, relax. When you exhale, when you relax, maybe see if you can drop your hips a little deeper. All right? There's no pressure here. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, fine. Cool. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale, relax. See if you can sink a little deeper. Inhale, relax one last time. Third time's a charm. Inhale. Relax. All right. By now, you should be feeling quite a bit of a stretch in your legs, and these are, again, optional. If you want, you can do a little tiny lean to the right, just a tiny, tiny, tiny little. Lean to the left, stick that leg out just a little bit further, stick that leg out just a little bit further. If you can go, go. If you can't, don't. It's all good. All right. From here, if your toes are pointing up, your knees are pointing up, your heels are down, and the top of your head is basically pointing up into the ceiling, whether you're on the hand support or your hands are on the ground who are ready to go. 30 seconds. Let's count it down. 29, 28, 27, 26. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. If you're on a chair, feel free to try dropping to your elbows. 15, 14, 13. If you're real low to the ground, feel free to try just bouncing on your hands. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. That is our stretch. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Give your legs a little bit of space. Wiggle your legs in underneath you. Grunt, groan. Make as many sound effects as you need to. Bring your legs in underneath you. That is our first side split. All right. Pause. Breathe. Chill. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Whew. That's the first side split. When you're ready, come back up into standing. We're going to shake out the tension that we just put into our legs. I want you to take a look at your ankle. I want you to lift it up and I want you to flop it around. Shake, 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 shake. Shakety, shake, 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 shake some more. Shake, 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 shake. And let it go loose. Let it flop from side to side, up and down, all over the place, and drop that ankle. Other side. Shake, 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 shake. You can start nice and slow and gentle, especially if you've never done this before. But as soon as you find that it's comfortable, you can see your ankle flopping a couple of different directions. You can pick up the intensity just a little bit. Make sure it's still comfortable and pick it up a little bit more. All right. We want the ankle to be flopping all over the place because if it's flopping all over the place, the muscles that would be stopping it from flopping all over the place have to be relaxed. Because they're relaxed, they're just letting it do whatever it wants. That's the principle. Relaxation through brute force floppiness. All right. We're going to move on into our hips, but take a couple of quick steps. Make sure your legs are feeling a little bit better. You can do a little mini dance. And let's talk about our hips. All your weight, I want you to put into one leg, and then in the other leg, I want you to put the big toe down so that your knee is a little bent like this. I want you to really focus on opening up that leg so that the knee is pointing that way. All right. You're going to flex some muscles in the glutes to help pull that leg all the way out. And then I want you to use some inner hip muscles right here to bring the leg all the way back in so that your knees are almost touching. All right. Try your very best. And keep on going. Out, in, out, in, out, in. The only thing that absolutely has to move is this thigh bone where it connects to the hip. Everything else can basically be stuck in position. All right. Keep on going. Do a couple of these. If you get more comfortable, you can pick up the tempo. You can go a little bit faster. You can relax a little bit more. You can shake a little bit more. But if you're new to the motion, focus on building up strength in that whole range of motion. Really bring that knee in. Really open that leg out. In, out, in, out, and then again, if you're comfortable, you can go a little faster. Shake it out, relax, get loose. All right, that is how we cool down, how we chill out, and how we prepare for side split number 2. Let's go. Butt up against the wall. Take half a step forward. Open up those legs. Prepare to fold. Make sure you have your hand support ready. Once your butt is resting on the wall, your legs are getting a little bit wider, your hand is on your hand support. Find a comfortable, stable spot to rotate the legs. All right. Right now, the knees are basically pointing forward. What we want to do is rotate the legs back so that the inner thighs are pointing forward. The knees are pointing up, the toes are pointing up, and your heels are down on both sides. Now, while your butt is still resting against the wall, let your legs slide out to either side. Use your hand support, use your hands, pull everything real close together, and find a nice, comfortable spot. All right? Take a couple of chill breaths as you find your position. Take your time, no rush. And let's inhale, exhale. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. All right. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Just like before. This is optional. If you want, you can try to do a little tiny lean to the right, tiny lean to the left, tiny lean to the right. Push your legs out just a little bit further, and we are in position for side split number 2. All right. What we're going to do differently is we're going to walk our hands forward a little bit so that our hands are underneath our shoulders. It looks like we're doing a push-up. That's going to pull your hips in behind you, and it's going to have your knees, instead of pointing straight up into the ceiling, it's going to have you point forward at like a 45 to 60-ish degree angle. When you do this, you're going to feel stretch in your inner thigh. It's going to be much more intense, and that is what we want. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. If it's not intense enough for you, this stretch, you can bend your elbows. You can sit back a little bit, and suddenly that stretch will get way more intense. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, almost done, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in underneath you. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. That was our second stretch. Whew! Take a couple seconds, breathe, catch your breath, and when you're ready, let's shake out our legs. Let's get loose. All right? Slowly come on back into standing. Do a little hip wiggle, do a little shake, do a little flop, and let's shake out the ankles again. Start nice and slow and gentle. Go back and forth, go side to side. See if you can make some circles without flexing any muscles, right? The goal is to relax the ankles, to relax the legs. And shake, 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 shake. Shakety, shake, 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 shake. Shake some more. Keep on shaking. Shake, 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 shake. The goal is relaxation. Going fast proves that it's relaxed, but it doesn't mean that you should be going at your fastest possible speed. All right, you don't need to be that relaxed. All right, just enough relaxed. Other leg, shake, 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 shakety, shake, shake, shake. Start slow, pick up the intensity as you find it comfortable. You don't have to go 0 to 100 all at once. 0, 20, 40, 60. You can stop at 60. You don't even have to go any harder. All right. When your legs are a little bit more loose, a little bit more shaken out, do a little wiggle, do a little dance, take a couple of steps, make sure your legs are feeling good, and let's move on into our hips. All your weight on one leg, big toe is down, out, in, 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 out, and other side. All your weight on one leg, big toe is down, and the other out, in, 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 out. Hopefully your hips are feeling a little bit looser, and you can do a couple of hip circles if it's not loose enough. And hopefully you're ready to go, because I think we're gonna go. Let's go. Third and final side split stretch. Butt up against the wall. Take half a step forward, a little tiny baby step. Open up those legs. Get ready to fold into your hand support. All right. Butt is resting along the wall. Let it slide along the wall as you get lower into your stretch. Externally rotate the legs, which means we're rotating the legs backwards 90 degrees so that our heels are down, our toes are up, our knees are pointing up, and our inner thighs are pointing forward. All right. Both legs, heels down, toes up, knees up, inner thighs forward. Find a nice comfortable position on your hand support with your butt resting against the wall, where you feel stable, where you feel like you're in control, where you're able to pause and relax. All right. Slowly take a nice big breath in. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. See if you can sink a little deeper into your stretch. All right. If you cannot, it's okay. You don't have to push yourself. Just work on relaxation. Inhale. Hold. Relax. Third time. Let's wrap things up with one more. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Woo. Again, these are optional. Do a little wiggle to the right, wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right, wiggle to the left. If you got it, go for more. But if you don't want to, feel free to stop. You got options now for the third and final side split. You can go in that first position we started with, where our toes and our knees are pointing straight up and the top of our head is going straight up. You can do the second version, where we brought our hands forward in that push-up looking position and you feel more of a stretch in your inner thighs. Pick whichever one you want. I recommend the second one because you need the inner thighs real bad for your side splits. And get ready to go. Ready? 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it. Walk your hands forward nice and slow. Bring your legs in underneath you. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. That is our third and final side split. Whew. Catch your breath. Relax. We've done all of the hard stuff for our show for today. It's time to shake it out, relax, and chill. When you're ready, come back up into standing and let's shake out the ankles nice and gentle to begin with. Pick up the intensity as you go. We don't need that much time. A couple seconds is all you need. And relax. Whew. Other leg. Start nice and gentle. Take it slow, especially if your legs are super tired or if you felt a lot of pressure in your knees from that side split. Take it extra gentle. Make sure you're not swinging your leg like this because that puts a lot of torque on the inside and outside of your knees. All right. You can do it, especially if you feel strong, especially if you don't feel any discomfort. But for some people, doing this without having some training, some prep for the knee might be a little bit uncomfortable. Just letting you know. All right. Next, we're gonna move on to the hips. All your weight on one leg, big toe is down. Bring that knee in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. I'm a big believer in making everything you do a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, because when it's fun, you're gonna want to do it more. Switch to the other side. And that is why I recommend you do some stanky leg, all right? Bring that leg in and have fun with the motions. Okay? Come up and down, bring that leg in, have some fun with it. It is Friday night. If you're going out after this, you can work on your dance moves now. You can break it out for later. And you should definitely, absolutely have fun with the mobility that you're building because that's going to be the easiest way for you to keep it, for you to own it, for you to use it. So now that we have shaken out our hips, let's do a couple of quick joint checks, wrap this show up, and get you off to whatever else you need to do. All right. First thing we're going to do, or second to last thing I guess we're going to do, is some hip circles. Go nice and slow. Really lean into that hip. Woo! Come on around. We're circling. Take your time with it. There's no rush. Make sure you get nice and deep into those stretches. You'll really feel, whew, ah man, it all the way around. Whew. And try the other direction. Slowly come on back. Ooh, and again. Ooh. Ho, ho, ho. Next up, quick high knee. Boom. And boom. And we'll finish with some calf raises from a squatting position. What I want you to do is bring your legs about hips width apart. I want you to squat on down. All right. I want you to fold forward so that your chest, your head is basically tipping you over that way. And I want you to push your knees in that direction too. All right. So that your knees are way past your toes and you're feeling a nice stretch in your Achilles tendon in your calf muscle. You can poke them to double check that they're nice and tense. From here, your quads are going to be complaining, so let's wrap this up. Stick your hands down on either side for a little bit of support and try your best to lift your heels straight up. Imagine that your heels are behind your first, second, and third toes, and they're trying to stay behind your first, second, and third toes the whole entire time, straight up and down. All right? You don't have to do that many of these. Do as many as you want. Work those calves. Go slow if you want. Go slow and fast and slow. All of that will be good for you for lots of different reasons that we're not going to get into. But once you've done 75, 80% of what I described, you're going to have a nice stretch in your Achilles tendon, in your calves. You're going to have a nice contraction in those calf muscles. Your quads were firing. Your low back was probably working real hard to support you while you were leaning forward. Your toes were gripping the floor. The arch of your feet were trying to stay strong to keep you stable, to keep you from toppling over. And your ankle, your knees, your hips, they're working real hard together with your muscles, with your tendons. And chances are, if you were able to pull most of that set of movements off, you're probably good for the rest of the day to go do whatever else you have to do. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your side splits, working on that hip mobility with me today. We are wrapped up. I think it is about 63, 62 minutes into the live right now. And that means we did pretty good on time. Cool. Because we started like 2 minutes late and then we had internet issues right in the beginning. So we did good. All right. Is there anything else you need to know? We do this live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's currently 10:03 p.m. Eastern. So we started an hour and 3 minutes ago. Whatever time an hour and 3 minutes ago was for you, that is when our live runs, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. So if you want a little bit of help practicing some consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, set a calendar reminder, hit an alarm, something, whatever you do to make sure you do things. All right. And I'll see you real soon. I make some other content. It's not just this live show that I do every day. Um, Actually, before we jump into that stuff, there's another live. Tomorrow morning, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. So not 9 p.m., but 9 a.m. Eastern, we do another live. In the past, it's been just more side splits, but for the last 2 weekends, it has been more about neck and back mobility and a little bit more about posture. And we'll probably continue doing that because I haven't planned anything different for it. And it's tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in like 10 hours. So I'm not going to plan something new. We're going to do that tomorrow morning and probably the morning after. So if you want to start your day with some nice, gentle stretching, some nice exercise to help strengthen some of these shoulder muscles, these shoulder blades, so that you can pull the shoulders back, stand up a little straighter, undo some of the sitting that you've been doing all week and probably will be continuing to do all weekend, you should come back for that. Cool. All right. Is there anything else I do? I make regular content on social media, right? It's not just the lives. Most of it is along the vein of finding little ways to stay consistent, right? If you've got 2 minutes waiting for your coffee to boil, waiting for your microwave to heat up your lunch, those 2 minutes are super valuable because you can get a couple of really great exercises in, right? Most of our stretches we hold for about 30 seconds. In 2 minutes, you might be able to do two or three of those stretches, right? In 2 minutes, if you could do nonstop calf raises, if you could do nonstop squats for 2 minutes, you could do nonstop Cossack switches from side to side, which I do recommend because this works so many muscles and balance all at the same time. It would be absolutely crazy productive use of your 2 minutes, right? So make sure to hit follow, make sure to hit subscribe, because when you're going to do those things, when you're going to doom scroll, which is normal, you're hopefully going to find my content. And I'll give you a little reminder that you got 30 seconds left. You can get a little tiny bit of exercise in, feel a little bit better, and move a little bit smoother, and then go back to whatever else you have to do. Right? That's how I recommend you incorporate a little bit of movement, a little bit of pizzazz into your life, and try not to make it feel like a big burden. Something that you have to show up to is just how you do things. All right. I think somebody asked for the times again in Travel with Roxy. Put it in text for you. So thank you, Travel with Roxy. I hope that answers your question. Um, is there anything else I need to talk about? I had a recent YouTube video is a long form video. Long form, I really just mean it's like a regular YouTube video where you watch it like this on a wide screen, not on your phone. It's like 3 minutes long. It's about pull ups. And if you're working on your first pull up, you're trying to figure out all these different terms and all these different ways to train and make your first pull up a little bit more accomplishable, please check out that video. It's over on YouTube. It's called the username is at splits on the side. So it's the same username as on TikTok, but it's over on YouTube. And that video is about bands and negatives. If none of those words make any sense to you, the video will explain it, so you can just go check it out. Cool. All right. Once you've checked out those things, I'm gonna remind you one last time: hit follow, hit subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Now, finally, I'm gonna grab a stool. I'm gonna check out the chat. The stool is really far away. I'm just gonna crawl over and check the chat. Whew. Over on YouTube, Leon Simple Good says thanks. You're very welcome. I think that's to me. Queen RR is answering questions. Josie says, I came from TikTok because of the technical difficulties earlier. That's very smart, Josie. Thank you for coming over and not abandoning the whole entire show, but coming over to the YouTube side. I appreciate it because that helps support YouTube's algorithm to let them know that people should come over. Reina says, cool. Amazing. Jax, who's also Che on TikTok, says, lol, it's still bad for me on the other one, but we're here. Okay, so I'm glad at least one device was working. If you were on TikTok earlier and you're like, man, I can't get this live to work, sometimes you should go fast over to YouTube and find the link there because I do TikTok and YouTube at the same time. And usually I hedge. I have two different Wi-Fi's for the two phones. So if one gets a little bit funky, gets a little bit weird, the other one will keep the live running. And clearly something funny happened today, and YouTube was still working. All right. Anyways, it might be vice versa though. On any given day, usually YouTube is the device that tends to have more issues, and TikTok is the device that tends to have less issues. So get ready to switch from side to side. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do any of that. We'll try and fix it on our end to the best of our abilities. But what else we got? Che is over on YouTube, sending good vibes, sending lots of emojis. Thank you, Che. And it looks like that's basically everything on YouTube. So let's scroll on over on TikTok and see what's going on. Che sending emojis, Charles Darcy answering questions, Bokua asking for the time again, which was answered. Tourette says, I missed today. No! Okay, actually, which side do I have to be? Is this side? Which hand is in front? I don't remember when I did this. No! uh, don't worry about it. It's okay. The fact that you're popping in, you're trying your best to show up, and you're showing up eventually is amazing in and of itself. All right, so don't feel too bad. And you got tomorrow. Che is responding to L saying I do answer questions, and I'm gonna take a look. L says thank you to Che. L says my dad had a stroke, and we're trying to help him with his mobility. What are some exercises to help? Okay, I don't have any specific information for what happens to the body once you've had a stroke. So I don't think I'm going to be able to provide very useful information for you because I just don't have any information for you. Yeah, I think that will be the safest way for me to wrap up that question. I do hope that you find somebody with a little bit more expertise and that you can get the training going however that makes sense. Typically, for older people, you're probably going to want to work on grip strength right away because with good grip strength, you're going to be able to grab onto something, to hold onto something for keeping you more stable, right? Handrails for stairs, um, reaching out, grabbing a chair so you don't slip, that type of stuff. Grip strength is very important for it. After that, I imagine it would be balance. I don't know for sure, but I would imagine that the first thing you want to try working on is strengthening the leg muscles so that you can balance a little bit better with some hand support, holding onto a walker or holding onto something. If you can, I would imagine that your best case scenario is to try to figure out how to balance without dependency on the walker. Use the walker when you're tired, when you need a little bit of help, but try to train so that you can balance on your own all by yourself. If that isn't feasible short term, that's okay. But I imagine, I'm guessing that that's the direction that you'd want to slowly work towards and you want to strive for. Those are my best guesses. But like I said, I got no idea. So I hope that was a general direction that's helpful. And I'm gonna keep scrolling. I hope I hope you get the help you need. Robin says, "Where can I get a stool like that?" I got that stool off of Amazon. If you search for folding stool, It should probably pop up. It should be in the $10 to $15 price range for that size. I think it's an 8 to 10 inch stool. They have all sorts of different heights: 12 inches, 18 inches, 16 inches. They get all sorts of different heights. Um, I think the one I have is about 8 to 10 inches. If you want to go for a taller one, because that will be more comfortable for you, feel free to do that. If you get too tall and it gets too close to the height of a chair that you already have, you might not need it, right? So if you have something at home that you can use already, that's maybe a little bit taller, definitely try to go for something that's a little bit of a jump. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got. Robin said, I saw it. It was cool. Did anyone see the cute glasses on him? Did you get a fancy emoji thing? Or I don't know what those are called. When you buy like something cool, you send me a gift and it puts like a weird thing on my face. I didn't see it either. I'm sorry. I'm I'm usually way too far back over there, or in some of those stretches, I'm like looking at my own feet, I'm looking at my own form, so I sometimes don't see any of the things that are happening on screen. But if I see them, I usually call them out and I go, "Ah, thank you." But that time I did not either. Che says his YouTube and Instagram has the same name here. Yep, that is correct. My YouTube is definitely showing older videos. Chase says 300. Wow. Um, yes, there's definitely a ton of hundreds of episodes of this show because we do this daily, and on the weekends we do it twice a day of us doing side splits. It's definitely been Oh man, it's definitely been at least 300 days. So there's definitely at least 300 videos over on YouTube in the live folder. I also post other content. So in the shorts folder, there's going to be several hundred more. And then in the long form folder, there might be like 20, 15 videos. But yeah, the bulk of the content that gets posted is going to be in the live folder. It's not really called a folder. I think it's like a tab when you go to the YouTube profile. If you go to youtube.com/at splits on the side, which is my username, takes you to the profile. There's like videos, shorts. Maybe it's called streams. It's not called lives, but it's called streams. And in the streams tab, that will be where all of the live recordings are posted. YouTube hosts all those for free, so they get to be put on YouTube. Um, and they don't clutter my TikTok feed. So that is how that has been for the last 300 days. Yeah. All right. Azeza says he must feel so relaxed. Top tier breathing, by the way. Great. Thank you. I don't know if I feel relaxed. Usually I'm anxious a little bit to try and make sure the show doesn't run too long because we do this every day. We have regulars on here who've listened to me say basically the same thing hundreds of times at this point. And so I'm trying to make sure the pacing of the show continues to be finished at about an hour, and so that our regulars can get through this thing, get onto whatever else they need to get onto, right? For our new people, I am trying to balance it so that you get enough information to jump right in, to get into the groove, to get into the stretch, and it's kind of a fun challenge to see what I can trim while keeping the majority of the benefit of the content. Um, at one point, at one point, we weren't doing 3 rounds of side splits. We were doing just 1 round. And I think I saw the time when we finished our first round of side splits. We would have been done at 50 seconds. The last 2 rounds took us 10 minutes. And then if I didn't explain the side splits for as long as I do, I think we would have been done at like 42 minutes. So there was a version of this show that was under 45 minutes. And we have blown past that because we've moved on to uh, slightly more rounds of side splits and shaking it out. But I'm trying to trim it back down. And it's slowly coming along. I don't feel like we're losing it that much quality in the stretch. So I think it's as good as it is currently. Maybe I'll clean up some of the wording in the descriptions a little bit, but that's where we're at right now. Trying to make little tiny improvements to make the show smoother and easier to welcome new people in while keeping our regulars engaged and working at it. So yeah, thank you for the compliments. All right, what else we got? What else we got? Oh, somebody's been in the fan club for 2 months. Robin says, I've joined your fan club for 2 months. I know that is an automatic TikTok update once you've been here for 2 months, but I still appreciate it. Chase sending awesome emojis. Tuan says, I'm late again. I need to get the replay at the gym. Hey, you're already at the gym. Is okay. All right. Most of the time, when people are trying to practice consistency, if you're just doing one thing consistently, that's already amazing. The more you stack on, the more intense and difficult it's going to be. If you've got one super established like habit and then you stack something on top of it, it's usually fine. But if you're trying a whole bunch of brand new things and adding it all into your life at the same time, it tends to be really, really hard to stick with everything. So sometimes it might be more valuable for you to focus on just that one thing, the thing that you care about the most. If that's me and doing the side splits live, fantastic. If it's not, I 100% understand. I got no negativity about it, right? As long as you're taking care of yourself, you're working on making your body healthy, move better, that's great. I'm happy for you. Cool. All right. What else we got? I'm gonna scroll up and see how we're doing. Chase says so far so good now. Awesome. I assume that's when we popped over to the new internet or back from the old internet from the whatever. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. Sciatica. We got a statement about sciatica. I have looked into it a bunch of times, but I am not familiar enough that I feel comfortable giving stuff for you to do specifically for sciatica. Um, Sciatica, however, there's one main detail by sciatica. The sciatic nerve is just a really long nerve that goes down basically your whole entire backside down to your leg, right? If there's any point in the rest of your body that irritates that nerve by rubbing against it, by pinching it, is going to be sciatica. So sciatica is actually like kind of complicated because it's usually not just like this one thing because you have this ginormous nerve that literally goes down your whole back down to your ankle that is all called sciatic nerve like something. Um, Usually, when you have sciatica, you don't want to be doing too much forward folding because that's going to irritate the nerve. But that is the majority of our show. So I think, as a general rule of thumb, if you have sciatica, you're feeling a lot of irritation when you're folding forward during our show, you should probably just skip it. I don't have any better information than that. So that's where I'm going to wrap that. Mowgli says thanks. Awesome. Travelers Oxy says, is it better now? Oh, okay, yes. Travelers Oxy is working on the internet. That's what they're thanking you for. All right. Chevelle is back. Says, hey again. Welcome back. Welcome back. And that looks like all the chat that I can see. I'm going to scroll all the way back down, see if any new things have come in since I've been chatting, yapping away. And if there isn't, we're going to wrap up. It looks like we're good. A whole bunch of notifications. Chareth has shared live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're done. That's it. That's the whole live. All of the comments are wrapped, both on YouTube and TikTok. It has been 77-ish minutes on both lives. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you're relaxing, you're cooling off now because the stretching has been done for a couple of minutes now. I think like 15 minutes. If you had fun, please make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back. We are live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. All right. The first hour is mostly the live and all the movements with plenty of explanation, so you can just hop right on in if you missed anything. And the next 15, 25-ish minutes could be any number of things. Most of the time, I tell you about all the other stuff that I do, stuff I want you to check out, and also I just sit chat and look at the chat. Chit chat and look at the chat. I should probably find another way to describe that. True Blue says, see y'all tomorrow morning. See you later, True Blue. I see you in the morning. Ready for some back and posture stuff tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. So that is in 10 hours and 40-ish minutes. We have another live. It's going to be way more chill than this one. We'll be laying down for a lot of it. Most of the exercises we'll be doing will be strengthening our shoulders, strengthening our back to help us sit up a little bit straighter, to help us move and get a little bit more mobile in our spine. And also, we'll probably stretch out our neck muscles, help relax some of the stiffness that we all have when we sit down too much. Cool? That is what's coming up tomorrow morning, and that is at 9 a.m. Eastern in 10 hours and 40 minutes. All right? So, however, you got to input that into your calendars, into the alarms on your phone. Please do so, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Hit follow.